This is Penguin, and welcome to the Complete Infantryman Guide. This series trains you from beginner through advanced real-world tactics adapted for Milsim. Whether you're new or leveling up, this guide gives you the tools to play any Milsim game with confidence. This manual starts at the individual level, since the foundation of any effective squad are its competent members. In Episode 1, we will cover the basics of single-man room entry, including door geometry, basic threshold assessment, easy versus hard corners, room shapes, and special considerations. There are two basic types of door geometries: corner-fed rooms and center-fed rooms. Corner-fed rooms have a door in or around their corner. Door geometry determines 1. How much of the room can be cleared without entering, and 2. Its danger areas. As you can see, the bottom left corner of the room could only be cleared by entering the structure. Let's visit Ready or Not to illustrate this better. Here we have a solo operator moving towards a simple corner-fed room. He does a threshold assessment, which is the process of gathering info on a room prior to entering it. The room has 3 easy corners and 1 hard corner. The easy corners can be cleared by an operator from outside the room, whereas hard corners can only be cleared by entering. This is how the operator would appear to someone hiding in the hard corner of the room. Here's another, more conservative approach to the same room. Again, the operator hugs the left wall to observe the narrow angle. Then he slowly bites off the room, clearing its center and 2 remaining easy corners. However, instead of dumping into the room, he peeks, exposing less of his body to the hard corner. Which operator do you think would be easier to shoot? Let's move over to ground branch to illustrate this point further. Entering a room can expose the operator to multiple unknown spaces. Additionally, factors such as room size, barriers, and clutter increase the time it takes to enter the room, process it, and react to threats. Minimizing exposure on entry can lower the likelihood an enemy from an unobserved angle can put accurate rounds on you. Here, the operator had to clear 2 hard corners of a deep room while dealing with significant barriers and clutter. This is a lot of information to process, considering an entire enemy squadron could have fit in that unknown space. When you're on a team, your team can split up the work. In single-man room entry, all that work falls onto an individual, creating coverage gaps and processing overwhelm. This is especially the case when a room has more than 1 hard corner. This brings us to the second type of door geometry: center-fed rooms. Center-fed rooms have a door in or around their center. This means that a center-fed room is more likely to be configured with more than 1 hard corner. Let's visit Ready or Not to illustrate this better. Here, we have a solo operator moving towards a center-fed room. While training materials often depict corner and center-fed rooms as square or rectangular, the reality is many room shapes are irregular. You can see how adding the yellow section complicates the room. Irregular room shapes create additional angles and often hard corners an operator must clear. Here, a standard rectangle would have created 2 hard corners. However, due to the additional section of the room, there are now 3. Ideally, increased threat is met with increased numbers and resources. However, again, when you're doing single-man room entry, you must do the work of an entire team. You'll notice the operator moves efficiently, fluidly, and uses quick peeks to minimize his exposure to new angles. However, even with the operator using various techniques to minimize his tactical disadvantage, there were still significant coverage gaps in what is still a relatively simple room. And finally, a few special considerations. If we enter this room on a prepared or barricaded enemy, we are at a critical disadvantage. In these sorts of situations, how can we stack the odds in our favor? We use every clue to our advantage. You may have noticed a few things. First, the window to the left of the operator gave a view of the hard left corner through its blinds. Second, you may have also noticed the crack in the left door allowed the same hard left corner to be cleared from the threshold. Knowing this, an operator could enter and clear the right side of the room without exposing their back to an immediate threat. The portion of the room highlighted in green was cleared through the window and door crack. To be clear, you need to clear windows like doorways. If you can see an enemy, they can also see you. Additionally, while the entire room could have been technically cleared from the windows, I am not recommending that you go out of your way to do so. I'm just demonstrating that, regardless of what direction you approached this room from, there were a number of ways to gain valuable information on the room prior to entering it. Sometimes you need to enter a room. Other times, there are better ways to solve the problem. Here, we were able to clear the left side of the room through the window and door crack, allowing us to give our full attention to the right side of the room. In this episode, we covered the basics of single-man room entry, including door geometry, basic threshold assessment, easy versus hard corners, room shapes, and special considerations. If you enjoyed episode 1 and want to see more of the series, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for listening, team. Be honorable. Penguin out. Single-man threshold assessment and closed door procedures will be covered in episode 2.